Good night. Well, this is Ivan O'Mara. I'm not going to talk really loud right now because my stepfather is sitting in the living room. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my show I made, my two shows I made earlier today. Yeah, I got slices again. I caved in, guys. But I have enough money until next Sunday. I have just enough money. Tomorrow I'm cleaning the room for like $20. And then I have enough till Thursday, and I have my cans. And Saturday I'm raking the lawn for like $20. So I have just enough money until next Sunday. But I hope I get my welfare check, obviously. I need that money. I have to save money for my book, obviously, right? Get my laptop, save money for my book. I'm gonna go back and talk about the SHL, which is like my second choice, obviously. Ivan, what's your first choice? Movies. And then second would be, I'd rather be a pro hockey player than do music, right? Yeah, I think being a pro hockey player would be my second choice. And then music number 3, and then maybe books number 4, being an author number 4. And then 5th, stand-up comedy, obviously. But this is hypothetically speaking, guys. Even though it is my second choice, I'd rather be a movie star VJ than be a pro hockey player, right? Because for movies, I can act for like forever, whereas playing pro sports, I can play for maybe 30, 40 years. But eventually, I'm gonna call it quits. Obviously, because I'm ageless forever. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got slices of it? Yeah, I did. I had enough money, so I might as well I got slices again on Bob's. It's so good. Yeah, I mean, you always eat the slices, I know. It's so good. It's amazing, man. Yeah. Ivan, how many teams will you have in your SHL hockey league? 25 teams in the league. 30 teams is too much. It's just going to cost me too much money. I have to put like $15 billion towards my league, obviously. Yeah. But I have enough money, obviously. Because with the 2 books, I'll be pulling in my 25 to 30 plus billion dollars. I can put 14, $15 billion of my money into the league, invest it into the league. I'll make my money back after the first season. It's a good investment. And if I was a pro hockey player, Victoria Justice would do her music, and I would just be a hockey player, obviously. And I'll have a league better than the Gatekeepers NHL. Yeah, I call it the SHL, the Supreme Hockey League. Oh, that's a sick name, I know. The Supreme Hockey League, obviously. So, Ivan, you want to start a 25-team league? Yes. A 25-team league. "13 teams in Canada, 12 teams in the States. And I'll have a $200 million salary cap per team, obviously. Yeah. And the people told me, yeah, I remember this league is going to be better than the NHL. I know. If you want to have better quality hockey in the NHL, you have to draft the best junior players in Canada and the best NCAA players in the States. Because in the States, they draft the NCAA guys. In Canada, it's all the junior players and all the best players in Europe. So you have to scout in Europe and mainly Canada and America for the best players. And you also have to grab a lot of free agents from the NHL to play in your league, because I want to mix the veteran players with the rookie players. You can't just have all these young guys. You have to mix it with some veteran players in the NHL. No. So all the NHL players who are free agents, a lot of them will be ending up in my league. Because their agents will tell them, yeah, play in Ivan's SHL, his league is better than the NHL. Yeah. So you want 25 teams, Ivan? Yeah, 25 teams. And what? All right, you have to build hockey arenas. Yeah, I'll put $300 million towards each hockey arena for each team. That will cost me billions. Like, I don't know. And then you want 200 million? Yeah, 200 million for each team for the cap, but we can pay the hockey star players more money. And with $300 million, you guys can build amazing facilities for the hockey players. Obviously, for each team, you want to I want a practice arena and the main arena. You have two practice facilities. A facility where the players practice and the main facility where they play the games, obviously. What's your seating capacity? Have it be like 23,000 people per game. If you want to make money, the bulk of my money will not be the season ticket holders. No, it'll be the people watching online, the broadcasting online. Charge the fans like $150 to watch all the games, 13 per season. It's a good deal, obviously, right? $150, you watch all the games. For a season, that's a good deal. That's not why I'm gonna have money, obviously. Will your games be on TV? No, I didn't sell it to the gatekeepers, but you can watch it on TV. You watch the online broadcast on the website. They air it live. You have the Chromecast option. You can watch it on your TV. Yeah. It's better quality than even the NHL because mine will be 4K technology. 4K technology, that's better than the NHL, right? Yeah. I have Warwick, Karma David, Sidney Crosby. It's too late for those guys, man. Ovechkin, Karma David, Malkin, Sidney Crosby. It's too late for those guys. Those guys are all old. They're pushing retirement. The only thing they can hope now, I can't play hockey anymore on a high level, but I'd love to be a head coach in this league. But I mean, chances are the presidents for my league are not going to hire those guys. They don't have any experience. Or they might give some of those guys a chance to coach, but if the team does bad, they're going to get fired, obviously, right? I don't understand now. Carbonated Zinc guys, all right, man, please, man, don't do that to us, man. If you do that to us, we're going to feel like shit, man. We get what we deserve. You want to keep me honest, now when I'm king, hypothetically speaking, my South Top Pro Hockey League, you missed out and you're left behind, you're not saved. There you go. I feel like this is the NHL on steroids. And if you want to get a better performance from the players, put them through better training. All the players playing in the league, put them through better training programs, off season and on ice. Upgrade the skates, SHL skates and SHL sticks, so you get performance on the ice, and upgrade the ice quality. You want to upgrade the ice, Ivan? Now, cost more money, upgrade it. There you go. You get a better performance on the ice with the players, obviously. Center. Do that. Yeah. Why would VJ support you? Yeah, she would, but she'd tell me I'm crazy. Ivan, you're crazy. You'd rather be a pro hockey player than be a movie star. I'm like, no, VJ. I'd rather be a movie star, but this is my second choice. Obviously. Ivan, it's going to cost you billions. VJ, I want to have my money back, man. My league will do probably $60 billion a year in revenue. I'll be making like my $30 billion in profit. I'll make my money back first season. I'll make my money back. That's why I'm not going to have a 30-team league, because it's going to cost me more money. Like $20 billion, that's too much. I don't want to invest any more than like $14, $15 billion of my money into the league. obviously. Blow the gatekeepers NHL out of the water. Even blow the NFL out of the water. My league would not make more money than even the NFL. The gatekeepers in the NFL, right? Yeah. The gatekeepers own that too. They own, he's like, I really, they own everything, BJ. They own everything. They own that in the sport leagues too, obviously. They control it. Yeah, they control everything over the money, obviously, right? This is so good. Would VJ support you? Yeah, she would. Yeah, Ivan, if you want to be a pro hockey player, I'll support you. I'll just be a famous musician. You can be a famous hockey player. VJ would support me, obviously. And I will support her with her music, too, obviously. Yeah. He's like, yeah, Ivan, I'll just do my music. I'll release my albums. I'll go touring for my albums. And you can be a pro hockey player. That's what he'll tell me, obviously. Sarah? Yeah. What's the only way a player will make $50 million? The guy has to be very talented, like Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby. And Ovechkin, those guys can bargain for their 50. They can even make more, but I'm going to tell the league, hypothetically speaking, if I started the league, look, man, if the guy's generational talent, I recommend you don't go any higher than 50 million. Otherwise, you're going to drain your team's salary cap. You have other star players to pay. Every team has at least 2-3 star players who make up the bulk of the cap. So you have to be careful, obviously, right? Because you have to create room to pay other players a nice paycheck too, a nice contract too. Yeah, but chances are the players will be peaking at 30 million a year, like the star players. But the guy is very, very, very talented, like Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby. Those guys would make their 40, 45, 50 million dollars. That's what Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby would have made, hypothetically speaking, if they were born in a new generation. They played my league, they'd be making that money more than what they're making in the NHL. Sidney Crosby peaked at 12. Connor McDavid peaked at like 13.5 million. Which is a lot of money, but that's nothing compared to how much I'm paying the players in my league, hypothetically speaking, right? Yeah. You also get league revenue earnings, right? Yeah. What's the highest for the league revenue? The highest, I'm going to tell the league, do not go any higher than 20 million for the revenue earnings. And don't pay a player 20 unless that guy is very talented like Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby. If the guy is a star player but he's not like a generational player, I recommend don't go any higher than maybe 10 million for that guy. That way you don't the guys don't dupe you, man. Because the league revenue is out of my pocket, obviously, where I'm giving them a piece of the league revenue earnings. I don't want these guys duping me. I don't want him. So yeah. That pizza was good. Yeah, Ivan, if you want to make your money back, you have to play in the league. You have to be the face of the league, obviously. Yeah, but guys, for me to be the face of the league, I have to be an amazing player. Yeah, if you want to compete with the best of the best, you have to go through training. And I have to go through 3 years of training, obviously. Because if I start that league, the whole to build all the arenas, like you're looking at like 5 years. You have to wait like 5 years just to build all those arenas all over Canada and the States. Obviously, it's a lot of work, obviously. Yeah. And all the NHL players I have, man, I'm not kidding around, man. If you do that, like, we're gonna feel like shit, man, if you do that, Ivan. Yeah, well, you guys go yourself. Don't hate him, say, yeah. Sarah. You guys get what you deserve. There they go. Yeah. Well, the hockey players will be the most famous players in the world. Oh, yeah, they will. The hockey players will be the most famous sport athletes in the world. More famous than even the NBA, NFL athletes now because they're playing in Ivan's league, who's the son of God. And my league is blowing the NFL out of the water. It's beating out the NFL in revenue. NFL, even the NHL can't compete with my SHL league, and the NFL cannot compete with what? The NFL cannot compete with my league either. NFL is now number two. And SHL is number one, obviously. Yeah. Oh, you have to hire a press team. Yeah, I know. Each team, I want a good, like, have a good 15, 16 press team for each team. They interview the players after the games, the press conferences when players get signed. Also, you need press people. They write stuff up for the league website, and you have the main SHL press too for the general idea for the league. Obviously, general news for the league. You have to pay those guys a good like $120,000 salary. That's a good salary for the press people. You can grab a lot of the NHL press guys that can work for your league. As press people in pro sport leagues make like their 60, 70, 80, 100,000 a year around what they make, right? Yeah, there's a lot of costs. Yeah, the big cost is the salary cap, building the arenas, obviously, and purchasing all the chartered jets for each team. Put 35 million towards each team jet, chartered plane for each team. When you travel, the players have to fly, obviously. Whereas the per dimes and staying in the hotels and creating all the update SHL skates and sticks, that's not that expensive. That might cost maybe 80 million, $70 million in cost. Yeah, even to create like a few thousands of SHL skates for the players, upgrade skates and sticks for the players, that will cost maybe $56 million. Yeah, not that expensive. The big cost is the arena, building the arenas and the jets, the chartered flights for each team, and the salary cap. That's the big bulk of the cost. Whereas everything is less expensive, obviously. Yeah, Ivan, that's the bulk of your cost. It's building the facilities, the arenas, and the salary cap and the chartered flights I would have. That's the pricey cost, obviously. Especially the salary cap and the arenas. That's billions of dollars in costs. Billions of dollars in costs. Yeah, I will you might start your pro hockey league. No, I want to be movie star with VJ, obviously. Yeah, I want to be movie star with VJ, obviously. But it is tempting though, man. I would love to be a pro hockey player, but I'd rather be a movie star. I'm not gonna pass up being a movie star over being a pro hockey player. Come on, being a movie star is much better than being a pro hockey player, right? It's cooler. Yeah, it's glory, but it's not the kind of glory like seeing me in a movie with VJ. But VJ will support me. Yeah, if you want to start your pro hockey league, you can start your pro hockey league. and I'll just do my music, obviously. Vijay will tell me that. You know how you have to carry on the word Mike Fisher thing? Yeah, that's what Vijay will tell me, obviously. But Ivan, you gotta train, man. You have to have the best trainers in the world train you for like 2 years, 3 years. Power skating, shooting, stick handling, and you gotta really, I gotta just train like all like for a few years. Yeah, if you want to compete with these amazing players, you have to train, Ivan. I trained for 3 years. I'm an amazing player in the league. Yeah, if you want to be the face of the league and with all the star players, you have to be putting up a lot of points. You have to be, yeah, if you want to be a star player on your team, you got to train, Ivan. I know. I'm gonna have the best trainers that will train me, obviously. You know. And all the hockey players will be trending now. All the players playing on the other teams will be trending now because they're playing in my SHL hockey league. And the players on my team are really going to be trending with me. The star players on my team and the other good players are going to be trending with me wherever we go. It's crazy, man. That's why Sidney Crosby and Comedy are like, shit, Ivan, man, don't do it to us, man. We're going to feel like shit. Yeah, we get reserved. Don't hang them in. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Ivan, what do NHL players peak at? NHL players peak at like 16 million in the NHL, 17, 16 million in the NHL they peak at, right? Well, 17 million is how much, like, in my league, the star players are making their, like, at least their 18 plus million, 18, 20, 25, 30 million. And the rare talent like Harmon Davis and Crosby, those guys make their 40 plus million, 40 to 50 million. Well, I'm going to tell the league, look, man, if a greedy player wants $60 million, I recommend you don't pay them that because you're going to really drain the salary cap. You have to pay other players. Like, don't pay a player $60 million, man. Like, don't peak any higher than 50 million. But if only pay a player 40, 45 million, 50 million a season, if the guys were a talent like Harmon Davis, Sidney Crosby, Ovechkin, Austin Matthews, those guys from Sarah. If the guy is an amazing player, but he's not a generational talent, I recommend you don't peak any higher than maybe 30, 32 million for that guy. And the other players who are amazing too, but they're not as good, they can make 20, 25, the other star players. That's good. They don't make that in the NHL. And you can give them league revenue, maybe 3 million, 5 million of the league revenue, obviously. That excludes the other money they're making for the magazines. You want magazines? Yeah. Do magazine shoots and interview the players. And if the guy's a star player, they can do a magazine for them, and then they interview them, and they have this magazine. You can sell the magazine. As a magazine for my pro league, I'm going to sell it, obviously. The league makes more money. The league makes more money. Samsara. And you can pay the players a little bit of money for that, for the magazine. Like 50K, 100K to be featured on the magazine. That's a good paycheck for those guys. That's good enough, right? Yeah, for the players, obviously. All the NHL players, man, don't do this, man. If you do this, we're gonna feel like shit, man. Well, you guys in reserve, don't hate him, saying, yeah. All you guys playing the NHL now, it's too late for you guys, except for the rookie players. The players who are rookies now, by the time I start the league, they will be like veterans. So some of those veterans might be able to play in my league, but because they're now veterans and they're past their prime, they will not be able to negotiate for the bigger contract. They might be lucky to get a $13 million deal, honestly. Because how it will work for my league, like the star players will make at least their 20 plus million, 20 to 50 million. But the 40, 50 million is rare, unless a guy is a rare talent like Carmen and Crosby. And the good players make like their 14, 15 million per season, which is good. That's how much star players make in the NHL. And the average players make a few million, like they're 4, 5, 6 million, 7 million. That's still good for an average player, right? In your league, obviously. So the average players make like 4 or 5 million in my league, which is fucking good. That's how much star players make in the NHL. Some star players make 5, 6 million in the NHL. My league will blow the NHL out of the water, yeah. Blow it out of the water. I'm sorry. It will blow it out of the water. I'm sorry. Yeah. Will the NHL still be an amazing league? Oh yeah, of course it will. But the quality might dip a little bit because now most of the best players are in my league. But the NHL will still get some of the best players, obviously. They'll be getting some of the best players, but most of the best players will be ending up in my league. As my league is now better than the NHL, and I can pay the players more. All the sport agents will tell the players, yeah, play in the SHL. Ivan's league can pay you more than what the NHL can pay you. NHL star players peak at like $17 million, $16 million. Austin Matthews makes like about $16 million. He's like the highest paid player in the NHL right now. McDavid only peaked at 13.5. Sidney Crosby only peaked, I think, at 12 or 12.5. Obviously. Are Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid worth more than that? Yeah, they are, but the NHL can't afford to pay those guys more money because their cap is just not big enough. They only have like a $90 million, $80 million cap. They can't pay Crosby and McDavid like $30 million. No, they're going to drain the cap. If you have a $200 million salary cap, you can pay the players a bit more, obviously. More than what they make in the NHL, obviously. Sorry. Because I guarantee you, Sidney Crosby, Ovechkin, and McDavid, they probably demanded like maybe something crazy like $18, $20 million. Because they're greedy pigs, obviously. And the GM said, no, sorry, guys, we can't afford that. We have to pay other players. Yeah, because you have other star players you have to pay. So if you pay this one guy $20 million, there's only, I don't know, $60 million left in the cap, and you pay this other star player $10 million, you have $50 million. You have like 16 other players to pay. Now you don't have much room to pay them as much money, obviously. Don't get me wrong, the NHL has a $90 million salary cap. That's good, but it's not like $200 million. $200 million, you can pay the players a bit more, a lot more than what they make in the NHL. That's some Sarah. Yeah. Well, you have drafts. Of course, I'll have drafts. Obviously. So, Ivan, you want an SHL draft? Of course. I want an SHL draft. Obviously. You draft the best junior players in Canada, the best players in America, and the best players in Europe. Some of the best players in Europe. And some other countries if there's amazing other athletes out there in other countries, obviously. You draft the best players. Well, Ivan, how many rounds? Well, the same amount of rounds as the NHL. NHL has like, what, 7 rounds? 8 rounds? Yeah, have a good 7, 8 rounds for the SHL draft, obviously. And you sign undrafted free agents too who didn't get drafted. You know what I'm saying? And you have to grab some NHL free agents from the NHL and have them play in my league. Because I want to mix, you have to mix veteran players with younger players, obviously. You don't want to have a league just filled with all these young kids. No, you have to mix it with veteran players. But I'll be one of the oldest guys in the league. I'll be like in my 40s, right? Like 40, I don't know, 44, 45, 46, 47 years old. I'll be fucking old. But even though I'm 47, I look like I'm 33, so and I'm ages, I can play for 30 years. Obviously. I may be 46, 47, but I look like I'm 30 years old. So I can play for like 30 years. I feel young, I know what I'm saying, I can play. Whereas all these guys, NHL guys, don't have that perk that I have. When they're 47, they actually feel 47 and they look 47. They can't play anymore. Whereas I can still play hockey when I'm 46, 47 because I'm ageless. Yeah, I look younger, obviously. It's like Edward Cullen the Vampire. He's 100 years old, but he feels young, he looks young. Yeah, I could play. Yeah, I mean, you can play for like 30, 40 years if you want to. Yeah, I don't age. I'm ageless. That's why I'm lucky. I can play for 40 years in the league if I want to. Which I would. I'd probably play for maybe 30, 35 years in the league. And after that, I would transition into coaching and becoming a legendary. My goal would be to be a legendary player and be a legendary coach in the league, obviously. Yeah. So, Sarah? Yeah. So it's too late for the NHL athletes playing in the league. Yeah, all the veteran players now, it's too late for those guys. They're too old. They're all pushing retirement. But all their goal, hey, I can't play, but it'd be nice for me to work in this league as a coach or maybe a GM or maybe a sports anchor or something like that. That would be their goal. I can't play anymore, but I mean, I would love to coach in this league and be a legendary coach. That would be their goal, obviously. And chances are that the league might take some of those star players and have them be head coaches, but I mean, if they perform bad, they're gonna get fired after like 1, 2, 3 years, right? And that's out of my control. I don't have power over that. Yeah, I'm giving all the coaches and GMs full power to do whatever they want to do to make their team better. I don't have any power over that. Obviously, I own the league, but I don't have that say, guys. Because I guarantee you, I don't know. I play on my hockey team. I go through training camp, and then like one player gets released, and some players, because they're pissed off, they want to be safe. They don't look behind. Obviously, they might tell me, "Oh, Ivan, man, I got released, man." I'm like, "Look, man. Like, even though I own the league, man, I don't have power over that, man. It's not my problem. Ivan, man, could you talk to the league, talk to the coach, maybe convince them to have me play? I'm like, guys, I can't do that. It's not my problem, man. Like, did you train? Did you train in the off season? Yeah, a little bit, Ivan. Yeah, I told you guys you have to train, man. Every off season you got to keep putting in the hard work and training, because if you perform bad in training camp, you know what I'm saying, and you get released, that's not my problem, obviously. Because I'll be training every off season because I want to have an amazing performance on the ice, obviously. I'm a star hockey player, so I'm saying, okay, I'm saying, yeah. O'Mara, he shoots, he scores. No, that's sick, I know. Which players will be the luckiest? Obviously, the players playing on my team are the luckiest because they're playing with Ivan O'Mara. Obviously, who's wide. They're the luckiest, the star players. But the star players playing the other team are lucky too. They're also going to be trying too. But the main buzz will be focused on me and then the players playing on my team. But all the other star players in the other teams are going to be famous players too, trending too, wherever they go. And the fans are going to love them, man. They're going to love those players. Love them even more than the NHL players. That's why City Rising Harmony and all those guys are going to play shit off the season. Yeah, man, I'm not kidding around, man. If you really want to start that pro hockey league, we're going to feel like shit, man. We're going to feel like we miss out on opportunity. Yeah, we're legends in the NHL, but the NHL is no longer number one anymore. Ivan's SHL. Ivan took the game to the next level. He has better training programs for the players, and he has updated skates and sticks, and the players are a bit better players than even our NHL athletes. So they feel as if like they failed a little bit. Wayne Gretzky feels like shit too. Man, I wish I was born in this generation. I could be a legend in the SHL instead of the gatekeepers NHL, obviously. As all those legends in the NHL, if they played my league, they'd be legends too, obviously. Like, yeah, the game's a bit better because I have better training and everything, better performance on the ice. But all those players will be legends in my league too. But like, it's too late for those guys, man. Like, they weren't born at the right time, don't you? Some Sarah. Yeah. Yeah. So I was just, man, would you rather be a pro hockey player than be a movie star? No. I'd rather be a movie star than being a pro hockey player, but being a pro hockey player is probably my second choice. That's fucking cool, man. You know. Yeah. Would you be the oldest player in your league? Yeah, I will. I'll be the oldest player in my league. But there'll be other old players in the league who are like 38, 37, 40, or 42-year-old players too. Obviously, but I'll definitely be the oldest player in the league. I'll be like in my 40s. Well, I look like I'm 30, I don't know, 30 years old. I look young, right? But I can play for like 30 years. I'm ageless. I don't age. You know. Will VJ support you? Of course VJ will support me. Yeah, I think you're crazy, but if you want to be a pro hockey athlete, Ivan, I'll support you. I'll just do the music thing, Ivan. I'll make albums and I'll go touring for that, and you can do your music, Ivan. I'll support you, Ivan. VJ will support me, but my dream is being a movie star. VJ. It's not being a pro hockey athlete. Yeah. So Ivan, your SHL, yeah, my SHL will be grabbing a lot of NHL free agent players. Yeah, you guys have, yeah, whenever a lot of these NHL free agents are going to want to play in my league. So when they're free agents, their agents are going to try and get them work in my league. So my league will be grabbing quite a bit of veteran players or free agents from the NHL, and they play in my league, obviously. But I told you, guys like Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby and all those guys, it's too late for those guys. Those guys are too old. McDavid will be pushing like retirement when I start the league, obviously. Okay, I can't play in the league anymore because I'm old now. My body's done. It'd be nice for me to work in the league and maybe be a sports anchor or maybe be a GM or a coach. That would be their goal. Yeah, I would love to be a legendary coach in this league or something like that. That would be their goal, obviously. But like they're competing with coaches who have experience. Those guys don't have experience, right? No, yeah. Sorry, almost done it, guys. Yeah, when I meet with the committee people, they're like, Ivan, man, this league is gonna blow the NHL out of the water, Ivan. I know, like, Ivan, seriously, man, this is gonna blow the NHL out of the water. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Ivan, thanks for standing up for us hockey guys. You know what I'm saying? The States don't really talk about, people in the States don't really talk that much about the hockey guys. It's all about the NBA guys and the NFL guys they talk about, obviously, in the States. Like, you don't skip Bayless and Shannon. All they talk about is like Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes and Michael Jordan and LeBron James, Stephen Curry. They don't talk about like Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid, barely, because hockey is just not that popular in the States, obviously. But what if I did start that pro SHL hockey league? Hockey would now be very, very popular because Ivan's playing in the hockey league. Obviously, he's a pro hockey player. And my goal would be to be a star player in the league. Yeah, if you want to be the face of the league, and everything with the other star players, you have to be a star player. Otherwise, you will not be the face of the league. Yeah, you can't really. Yeah, if you want to be featured on the magazines and everything, and be a star player and be featured on the commercials and everything, you have to be a star player like Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, and Austin Matthews. Ivan. If you're not, then yeah. So it's risky, obviously. But Vito told me, Ivan, it's not risky. You have the keys. You have the gift of God, the genes of God. If you train for 3 years, Ivan, you're going to be amazing. I mean, yeah, whatever I put my mind to, I'll be amazing at it. Obviously. I have the genes. As I have a higher potential than Wayne Gretzky, Sidney Crosby, and Connor McDavid, and Austin Matthews and Ovechkin, because I have the genes they don't have. Don't hate me, guys, I'm saying. But it doesn't mean I'm going to peak at their level. I might not peak at the level, which I don't think I will. But I have higher potential than them because I have the genes. Obviously. Higher potential, but it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to peak at their level. That's the real question, right? Whatever I put my mind to, I succeed in, obviously. Yeah. Sarah? The only thing that would really piss me off is that I will not be drafted in the league because I'm old now, right? I'm like in my 40s. Yeah, Ivan's a star player, but he didn't get drafted in the league. No, I'm not drafted in the league, man. Obviously, I'm just assigned. I'm an undrafted signed free agent. I'm not drafted in the league because I'm way past my age. Obviously, to be drafted, obviously. Uh, yeah. So, Ivan, how much will it cost you? Well, I did the math with you guys, right? I have to put a good like 14 billion, $15 billion of my own money into the league. So 200 million times 25, that's $5 billion. So the salary cap alone is $5 billion in cost for the first season. And then the Jets, 35 times 25, that's 875 million. So about $5.9 billion. Put $300 million towards the arenas times 25. That's 7.5 billion. So 7.5 billion plus about 6 billion. That's $13 billion already in cost just to start the league. And then everything else is cheap, obviously. Like hiring all the presidents and paying the board members who are going to run the league on my behalf, obviously, and the GMs, that's all more pocket change. And paying the coaches, that's all part of the rest of the budget, obviously. Because the coaches and GMs and president's salary is not part of the salary cap. Obviously, I'm paying the equipment managers and the press teams and the sport anchors, that's all the other side costs. The per dimes, I'll give each player $120 per dime. That's good enough. $120 per dime a day. That's enough because I'm paying the players enough money, obviously. And then the hotel costs, that's all cheaper, obviously. Yeah. Some Sarah. I have to give the teams an operating budget per team, obviously. So for the first season, each team might have maybe an $80 million operating budget around there. And once the league now makes profit after the first season, I can put more money into the teams. First year, I might only have maybe an $80 million operating budget per team. That's good enough, obviously, to pay the coaches, the GMs, the assistant coaches, the equipment managers, all those guys. Obviously. I'm sorry. So I have to put like $15 billion into the league. But I'll make my money back first year. First year, I'll make my $15 billion back. I'll make probably my $30 billion, $30 billion in profit. I pocket like 17 billion. So I paid back my $15 billion investment has been recouped. I made $2 billion in profit, and I put $13 billion back into the league. And each team gets like a $500 million. I put $500 million back into each team for the second season. That way they can pay the players and pay the equipment manager, and the league can pay the sport anchors and the presidents and the GMs. You guys, I'm Sarah? That's how it works. Yeah. And my guys, if the players get greedy and there's a lockdown or a strike in the league, there's a strike in the league with the players. If they want like a $300 million cap, you have to say no. You're gonna drain the profits of the league revenue up it to maybe 10, 15 million. That's good enough. I was like, I'm already paying the players enough. Why, man? It's not fair. Like, you're making your tens of billions off the league and we're getting the peanuts. Yeah, you may be getting the peanuts, but this is much more than what you make in the NHL. If you don't like what I'm paying you, go play in the NHL and make less money, guys. I'm generous enough to make sure you guys get paid. You get greedy, I'm not going to pay you more money, man. You guys are greedy, man. Sarah? Yeah. Because some players, we live in a greedy world. Like, even $50 million a year is not enough for the players. Everyone in this world wants to make more money for themselves. No amount of money is ever enough. Everyone wants to get richer in this world. So you have to be careful, Ivan, for the greedy hockey players in your SHL leagues, Sarah. You have to be careful, obviously. Oh, my calculator is okay. Yeah. Yeah, you have to hire stat people. Yeah, you have to hire stat people to keep track of all the stats of all the players when they hit a milestone and everything, and yeah, in the league. You have to do that, obviously. It's very important, Sarah. You have to do that. Yeah. That's why I commented was in Rosie, all right, man, don't do it. Don't do this to us, man. If you make all those billions off your book and you start that pro hockey, we're gonna feel like shit, man. Like we missed out on opportunity. Yeah, they missed out on being world famous. Even though those guys are famous, they're not world famous. The hockey players in my league are gonna be world famous. As you're looking at the whole English speaking world watching the games, they're gonna be famous, obviously. And we missed out on opportunity on being a legend in that league and making all that money. Yeah. As Crosby only peaked at 12 million, guys. And he's a generational talent. McDavid only peaked at 13.5 million because the NHL can't afford to pay those guys more money. Even though those guys are worth more money, they can't make more money because the NHL is limited in how much they can pay them, obviously. In my league, those guys are making their $40, $45 million a season in my league, man. Yeah. But guys, man, if you sign a generational talent, an upcoming generational hockey player, like you can pay them like 40, $45 million, but don't pay them like 50 million every year for like 10, 8 years. You're gonna drain the cap. You can pay them maybe like 2 years they get 40 million, and then next year they get maybe 32. That way you have more room to pay the upcoming draft picks a bit more money when they start out in the league. Guys from Sarah, like 2 years they get 40, and after that they get maybe 30. They get like 35 for the next 2 years, next 3 years, obviously, and then the next 3 years after that they make maybe 27 million, 30 million, 28 million. That way you have more room to pay more upcoming players who will become stars. You guys are saying, yeah, you have to be smart with your money, guys. Sarah, they don't make that in the NHL. NHL players don't make that, man. They don't make that, yeah. Yeah. They don't make that. Will you get into fights? No. No, if players have beef with me, I'm going to steer away from fighting. I don't want to get my ass kicked on live television. You want to allow fights? Yeah, to entertain the fans, have fighting in it. But I mean, I'm not going to fight anybody. I'm going to stay away from fighting. I don't want to get my ass kicked on live television, man. If players have beef with me, which some players will, obviously, because I'm special names, and what? I will not fight them, obviously. Yeah, because I'm not. That's just not who I am. I've been in fights in my life, but I don't want to fight you. I have no interest in fighting you, and I don't want to get my ass kicked on live television, man. Whereas all these NHL players, they don't care if they get their ass kicked on live television. Yeah, I don't care if I get my ass kicked on, and I'll fight the guy anyways. Sidney Crosby got into quite a bit of fights in his career. He's a pretty good fighter, Sidney Crosby. But McDavid stays away from fights. McDavid doesn't fight anybody. I heard Wayne Gretzky didn't fight anybody either. Wayne Gretzky steered away from fighting. I'm the kind of guy where I steer away from fighting, obviously. Yeah. So, Sarah? Because you don't want to get your ass kicked on live television, man. Ivan got his ass kicked on television. Yeah, that's why I would never fight anybody. I don't want to get my ass kicked on live television. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You see the play-by-play guy, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And Omer was going at it. He doesn't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's glory. Yeah, anything out of Omer is glory, man. You know what I'm saying? Omer, he passes the puck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, that's fucking cool. Just passing the puck to you is fucking cool. You know what I'm saying? I know. And I pass the puck to another star player, he scores. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's sick, man. That's why these hockey pro players are gonna like shit, man. Yeah, I wish I could play in the league with Ivan, man. Than the fucking gatekeepers in NHL. Yeah, SHL will blow the NHL with water. Would VJ support you, Ivan? Yeah, she would. If I want to start that pro hockey league, VJ will support me. Yeah, Ivan, you can be a pro hockey player. I'll just do music. VJ will tell me, yeah, Ivan, I'll just do my music. I want to have a successful music career, make my billions off that. You can be a pro hockey player, Ivan. And the money I make off the league revenue is VJ's too. It's both our money. Just like VJ's music money is my money too. Because we're sharing the same account together. So both source of incomes that we're making from both businesses is both our money, obviously. Sarah? Yeah. Yeah. From Sarah? Yeah. Yeah. I meet with the people, they're like, yeah, Ivan, man, like, this league's gonna be the NHL on steroids, Ivan. You're like, yeah, Ivan, you want a better performance in the NHL, you have to put the athletes through better off-season training and on-ice training, yes. And it doesn't hurt to upgrade the skates and upgrade the sticks, that way you get better performance from the players. And you have to draft the best players in the world, guys, like the NHL. Yeah, but if you do that, you're not competing with the NHL. Yeah, I'm competing with the NHL, but most of the players will end up in my league because my league is better and I can pay the players more. The agents are all going to tell the players to play in my league because I can pay the players more than what the NHL can pay them. And the NHL feel like shit. Yeah, we can't compete with Ivan's SHL. His league blows our league out of the water. The NHL peaks at $7 billion in revenue. My league will be doing like $60 billion in revenue, $70 billion in revenue a year, $60 billion a year in revenue, man. Beating out the NFL, man, which is number one in America, the NFL, right? Number one in North America, the NFL, right? Yeah. That's why my SHL league will blow the NHL out of the water. Hypothetically speaking, right? It is a type pro league. Anyways, this is real guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. This is Adam. I'm signing off. Peace. Don't hate him. Peace out.